Welcome back. The House marking 1 year since the passing of the landmark crypto industry regulation bill, the Clarity Act. It has been stalled in the Senate ever since. Senate Digital Asset Subcommittee Chairman Cynthia Lummis joined me here last week on the timing to bring it to the floor. Watch. Your Digital Asset Market Structure Clarity Act would create a regulatory framework, establish new SEC disclosure rules for certain tokens, provide greater clarity for the crypto industry, and the bill seeks to expand law enforcement tools to combat crypto-related crime by applying anti-money laundering and sanctions rules to crypto exchanges. But you can't get it over the finish line. What's the problem?
It's taken us virtually every day for the last 10 months to get this bill in the condition it's in today. And we're ready. It's very important that we get this bill across the finish line before the August recess begins, so we can make the markets aware of the stability that will be provided to them if they remain onshore in the United States to do business. This is a pivotal time for the industry, and we want to meet their needs.
So is it fair to say this bill will be on the Senate floor the week of July 20th?
Well, I expect it'll be that week.
Joining me now is North Dakota Senator Kevin Cramer. He sits on the Senate Banking Committee. Senator, great to have you this morning. Thank you so much for weighing in here.
My pleasure.
So here we are. It is the week of July 20th. What can you tell us about the status of the Clarity Act?
Sure. So it's getting a little clearer, the Clarity Act, as each little issue gets dealt with. Right now, I think the biggest issue is waiting for Democrats to read the new amendments that have been negotiated, some of them relevant to the ethics piece of it, which you heard Cynthia talk about a little bit, I think, in that interview last week. It sounds like there's some agreement that the Department of Justice would be the prevailing enforcer, which makes all the sense in the world to me. I mean, I think the Democrats would rather have states attorneys general, things like that. I think that creates too disparate a situation to have the clarity that the industry needs. Certainly some of the stuff as it relates to the securities intermediaries definition is challenging. The industry doesn't like that. They would rather have decentralized be decentralized, that being the definition. All of these things are nuanced, obviously, in small details, but I think we're almost there. Maria, I don't know that we get to it this week, but remember, the Senate is in session for a couple of more weeks past this one. I know the House is done this week, but we do have a couple of more weeks. But I'm with Cynthia. We have to get this done, in my view, before the August recess.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of
clarity.
Pardon me, there are a lot of priorities, and you're right. The House is in their final days of session ahead of the August recess. Literally, they have got 3 or 4 days this week. The top priority seems to be passing the framework for Reconciliation 3.0, and the president is urging unity. In a post on Truth Social, he writes, "I'm asking all House Republicans to vote yes this week on the budget resolution, which is an important first step toward getting a budget bill. House Republicans must unify and fight for the Save America Act." Senator, you've got the reconciliation package here that they're talking about, that they want to pass again with the Save America Act in it. But you also have a real expectation that your colleagues on the left are going to cause a shutdown and shut down the government once funding runs out at the end of September. So you've also got a continuing resolution to deal with to try to fund government, and you don't have to deal with a shutdown. How do you do that? Which one is, because I know you've got debate on Wednesday and Thursday in the House. So what's more important, the CR or the Reconciliation 3.0?
Well, I think in terms of importance, they're both very important, but the CR is a must-do because the Democrats clearly have a strategy to shut down the government again. They believe it's in their political best interest to do that. I can't imagine why they would think that, but that's their situation. So a continuing resolution, which is, of course, to continue funding beyond this fiscal year deadline, which is September 30th, into the next fiscal year at current levels. The House bill goes until December 4th. I strongly support that. If we can get Democrats to support us and get that done, that at least takes funding of the government off the table so you don't have a pending shutdown. I think Reconciliation 3.0 is also critical. Our military has been falling further and further behind in terms of spending. We have to replenish stockpiles. I think, frankly, the House bill is quite modest, but it's what it's the art of the possible, and we should be able to do that. If they can get it done, I think we should be able to do that before the August recess as well, although we will have time after the August recess to deal with it as well. So the first thing really is this continuing resolution to take a government shutdown off of the table.
Yeah. So do you think you'll get moderate Democrat support for a continuing resolution? Because I know that, you could also see challenges from the Democrats in terms of seeking ICE guardrails and other things that they want to see happen in order to support a CR.
Well, so it's an important point, obviously an important question, and I don't know if Chuck Schumer can keep them all together like he did with the National Defense Authorization Act, first time ever that in block every Democrat voted against advancing the Defense Authorization Act, which is part of this bigger picture, of course, because again, the reconciliation package funds much of national defense, or much of it is for national defense. So Democrats have this weird strategy. I think we can get enough Democrats to support a continuing resolution who are serious about appropriating, and that would be much to Chuck Schumer's chagrin. So it's going to take some courageous Democratic senators to do that. But I think if we provide a modest timeline, December 4th makes all the sense in the world. That would give us 4 weeks after the election, after which people will now know the status going forward. That provides a lot of room for more reasonable negotiations.
All right. Well, that's clarity on the continuing resolution. Thank you for that. But then you've got the NDAA, you've got the congressional stock ban on the agenda, you've got Russia sanctions. What about all of those? And then, of course, there's Reconciliation 3.0, and already you're hearing criticism because the parliamentarian's not going to go for it if you don't have spending cuts there. Remember, the House Freedom Caucus wrote a letter to the Speaker of the House weeks ago saying any Reconciliation 3.0 bill must include strict dollar-for-dollar and year-for-year spending cuts to restore fiscal sanity and control the deficit. Is that in the cards?
So that becomes problematic in the Senate because of the parliamentarian. As you say, it has to do with our rules relating to the Byrd rule, and that is that policy has to be incidental, to the financing piece of it. Once you get into dollar for dollar cuts and balancing all of that, then you get more committees assigned to it. It gets very wonky, but because of committee, instructions, that gets complicated. And then you have vote-a-ramas and all kinds of amendments, and then bad things can happen. So simple is better. Frankly, I think the House did a really good job on their bill in keeping it as simple as possible. I'd frankly like to go bigger than that, but the pieces related to the Save America Act are grants for states that comply, a carrot and a stick sort of a strategy. I think that makes some sense. Maybe we can get that done without having to to run the risk of not meeting the Byrd rule. But I think Speaker Johnson and Budget Chairman Arrington and the House have done a pretty good job of keeping it simple. As much as I'd like it to be more, it's simple gets the job done. I think. I'm just one person, but we'll.
Understood. I mean, you can say simple like just voter ID, but we know that driver's license are being issued to illegals right now. Right. So I wonder if you have to go the next step and say citizenship proof. but let me get your take on Russia sanctions real quick. What's the status?
Sure. Yeah, so it's, as you know, it's always been wildly popular in the Senate. I think we could pass it rather easily if we get it on the floor. However, I know that with things that are going on in Iran, there's some desire to put some more meat on those sanctions as well. I'd be comfortable doing that. But again, anytime you start adding to something that's overwhelmingly supportive, you run the risk of losing some people. So I don't know what the status is at the moment, but again, this is another one of those things I think we can get done before the August recess, but we clearly have to get to work.
All right, Senator, we'll be watching your work. We so appreciate you walking us through it all. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Kevin Cramer on Capitol Hill.